What's up, YouTube? YugiohTube with a different kind of video. As you know, I love Pokemon as well as Yu-Gi-Oh! This one different, though. This is going to compare and contrast the real and the fake Game Boy Advance Pokemon games, and if you have one, you might want to take a look at this video to see if you have a real or a fake one. If you go to sell it, obviously you want to sell the real authentic copy and not the counterfeit bootleg copy. And as you can see, we have so many different copies here. Some are real, some are fake. If this video goes and helps you, you can go ahead and hit the Patreon down below in the description. Of course, subscribe here on the channel. Here's the Instagram and the eBay down below. Maybe if you're not sure about buying one of these, of course, I only sell authentic copies. So what we're going to do is we are going to compare and contrast all the different ways, the best way to tell which games are authentic and which games are fake. By the quick look of an eye, by the blink of an eye, we can actually tell right away and rule out some fakes. And of course, there are multiple ways of telling that, and then we will go ahead and take the screwdriver here and open these things and actually show you the difference inside. But here's the good news. The good news is you can tell if you have a real or fake game without even opening it up. So, you probably want to know how do you do that? That's the quickest and most efficient way. Well, let's just take a look. There are different games here. You could probably tell right away that the games have different labels, have different logos. Some just look a little bit off. We're going to start here with, let's go with Pokemon Ruby. How about that? So if you have Ruby, a lot of these games were imported from China and got onto the U.S. market. So here's a Ruby version, right? Looks pretty good. Here's another Ruby, and a third one. So all three somewhat different. Notice the labels. What I want you to do is look at the labels first. You see three different labels. You see this one. Right, okay. Little gloss, little shine to it. You see this one, no shine really, no reflectiveness, and a different kind of font. And then you see this one as well. So that one has a little bit more shine. This one a little bit dull. If you notice, the E logo is quite different. Take a look at the E logo on these two, and then look at the third one. Three different kinds of E logos. Even the Nintendo logo looks a little bit different as well. Let's look at the backs. Back number 1. Back number 2. Back number 3. This is probably the best way to tell right away. One of the best ways to tell right away if you got a real or fake game. What do you notice about these three? Well, if you look here in this corner, let's see if we can get it. Yep. You could see there's this quad, like almost like a quadrant. There's 4 rectangles here on the top left of the game. No quadrant. See that quadrant there? No quadrant here. No quadrant here. What do you know? This one is the authentic copy. This one is the real game. Once you see that quadrant, you're in pretty good shape. Again, the other ones you can rule out right away if they don't have the quadrant. But what else do you notice about this? Well, let's see if we can actually get it on camera. It is kind of tough to get it right there. See on that Nintendo logo, you see there's an A right there. There's an A stamped. It almost looks like a number and then an A. But yeah, we can definitely get that on the camera. And if I can try and... Okay, it actually looks like a 2. Right there. Let's see if we can get it. Yep. 2A. So if you notice on the Nintendo official Nintendo logo, there is a number and a letter stamped right on in the vicinity. Now you'll notice with these games they're not necessarily always on the logo. They could be above it. They could be to the right of the end on Pokemon. But if there's a stamp there, an indentation of either a letter or a number, you are in real good shape. If there's not, no matter how hard you look, it could be faded, but probably if you look really hard, you will see it even if it is dull. So those are the two best ways to do it. There are also ways to look underneath the context, which is very, very hard to see. As you could see, 2002 copyright Nintendo, AGB. Let's look under the contacts here. This is nothing, so that you rule out. This one is... They actually tried to counterfeit the Nintendo, and it actually is pretty good. Keep in mind there are different variations of the Nintendo. The Player's Choice versions of these, and a Fire Red and Leaf Green, actually had a different one. It kind of had an eye with a circle around it, then Nintendo, kind of like this fake one. If you notice with the fakes, see there's an eye, Nintendo logo, and then the logo. So they are tricky. The fakes do have this Nintendo logo most of the time. This is a bad fake. This one's a decent fake. And of course, this one is the real one. So you're going to want to look and compare fonts. But again, the main tells are this back quadrant and the big stamp here. You'll notice that stamp. There's the A. It will be any number, any letter. It might be 1, it might be 2, it might be 4. You don't really know. But if it is stamped in this area, you're in perfect shape with the quadrant. So you could even tell here, this game actually has no label. So I think since it is stamped onto the label, you can't really see it. But here's actually a nice shot. There it is. That's an authentic from the Player's Choice game. Fire Red version. Here is another authentic. Look at this. This one's crystal clear. This has got 15AE4 stamped. Back quad logo. And this one, again, has got the eye, Nintendo logo. And then there you go. And there it is again. And here is the quadrant. Good stuff. Here is yet another Fire Red. As you can see, there's that stamp, 41, 44. Nonetheless, there's a stamp. Nice shine label. A nice E for everyone logo. And that one also with the quadrant. Let's see what we got. And so this one is a 2001 Nintendo. This was probably the original release of the game. But again, they're just variations. The fakes, again, will have, most of them will have it underneath. This one, nice shine, nice gloss to it. You'd think it's real, right? But no, there is no stamp. There is no engraving here on the label. The E logo is slightly off. Look at that. E logo smaller right there. And you can even notice like the Nintendo logo is off. Official seal is kind of different, but the E logo is really a big tell there. And again, there is no indentation or stamp of numbers or letters. It is tricky because it is a shiny label, but look at that. No quadrant. No quadrant. So right there is a great tell. And then if you look underneath, it's a disaster. The logo's there, but you could just see. It's a disaster. Let's look at this one. This one, very similar. Nice shiny label. There it is again. But the font just slightly off on that. You can see it's just a bit grainy. The E for Everyone logo, quite different here as well. You don't have the indentation right there. And you don't have the quadrant. So, let's go on to Emerald. Actually, Leaf Green. Let's look at Leaf Green while you're on Fire Red. This one, see if we can catch it. Right there. There's the indentation of a letter or number, whatever it might be. Nice crisp E logo. Nice crisp E logo. You've got the indentation, 13 or 137. Really hard to see, but it is there. And then you've got one quadrant. Again, kind of hard to see through the plastic, but it is there. And then the other quadrant as well. So very, very easy to tell. Let's look at which versions. This one's the MB. The MB also, I think, is the Player's Choice. The one with the I before that, I'm not 100% sure. This one's 2001, so this one is probably the first print, first copy of it. 2002, I think, does exist as well. The MB actually is quite rare. It is the rare variation, so it's actually pretty cool. And in this one, no shine to this. No stamp there. The E logo is correct. But no shine, no stamp, dull, and there it is again. You really can see the difference. Quite grainy. No quadrant there. Not looking good. So that one is a fake. Alright, we are back. So, just to recap here, what you are looking for is the quadrant on the back. You are looking for the indentation on the right side, and a nice, crisp, shiny E label. Now we go on to Emerald. This is just comical. Totally off. The seal is always on the right side, guys. This is the worst copy I think I've ever seen. Don't open. Wait, let's see if we could get... Do not open. Sin 2009. Do not open. Warning. Do not open. That is just hilarious. Like, this label is just horrific. Worst copy, worst fake copy out there. There's not even anything on the circuit board. Here is one. Look at that. You've got a nice crisp 00E3 on the right side. You've got this shatter foil diamond on the emerald. That is normal. The shatter foil reflective. Again, you notice if you can shine in the light, yep, you could see those almost like ice, cracked ice kind of deal. That is normal. That is authentic. And let's see. That is 2002 Nintendo. Cool. This one right here, look at this one, really shine. There's the shatter foil. And right here, I mean, it's indented. 15E4 right there, a great E logo. And of course, let's see here. This one you could see. See, it's very hard to see, but you can see that quadrant. Let's see if we could. Yep, there it is. That quad rectangle right there. Yep. And then here's the quad rectangle right there as well. So yes, quad rectangles present on both. And let's take a look at this one. No quad rectangle, right? Shiny label, but not the cracked ice shatter foil version. All emeralds are going to be that shatter foil kind of label. Another big tell, there is no stamping. No stamping on this label. And there it is, 2002. Nintendo, really, really good looking fake here. This is the best fake. The biggest tell right there, aside from the fact that there's no number letter stamp on this side and the no shatter foil. They were smart enough to put a shiny label, but it wasn't the shatter foil one. And no circuit board here. So this one I've never opened. I'm going to just, on video, take a look at what's inside. This is the best fake I've ever seen of these games. So to conclude, Emerald, only shatter foil. Here it is again. Well, let me get the better look. Only you want the shatter foiled. You only, you need that stamp. You need it on 100% of them. And you need the quadrant right there. So this one, close, shiny, no shatter foil, a nice E, but no quadrant, no stamp. So you need the stamp, you need the indentation, and you need the quadrant in the back. Hope that does it. And again, Emerald's the only one with this shatter foil kind of shine on the labels. We're going to do, just to kind of show you guys, why not, right? If you like this stuff, I find this fascinating. We can go ahead and open it. We're going to do one of each of the emeralds. We're going to do the authentic one. Okay, that's the authentic one. And we're going to do this really good-looking fake, and then just the horrific fake. So, let's look at the authentic one. Show you what it should look like. But the thing is, with underneath the labels and whatnot, you won't even really need to know under the label. I mean, it's good to check, but as long as you've got that indentation with numbers and letters on the right, as long as you've got quadrant on the top left back, you are fine. And everything else, you're looking for. So here is the authentic Pokemon Emerald. Okay. Here is the really good-looking fake. Let's see what this one... Oops. But again, you don't even have to do this. You don't have to unscrew any of this. You could just tell based on those rules. And look at that. You could see it's really good. It's a good attempt. 2002 Nintendo, really close, but much more intricate the circuit board of the real ones. You've got the battery in there for time-based events, such as berry growing, and this is almost just like a bit of goo. Really, really, oops, amazing looking fake, I will say that. Let's see if we could put this all back. Can we? I don't know, I may have to do this off. Oh, nope. And then let's look at the, oh, do not open. Oh, of course I'm going to open it now. Well, they really don't want you to open it, huh? Alright, well, for other sake, let's just look at a fire red. Okay. So, if you notice, fire red and leaf green, here's a fake fire red. Look at that nice glob. Ooh, look at that. Look at that poor quality right there. Okay, that's a fake. And let's look at the real one. Real. If you notice, the real and fake fire red leaf greens both don't have internal batteries, because guess what? There's no such thing as internal clocks, like berry growing and whatnot do not exist in fire red and leaf green. This is totally normal. If you have one and you're wondering why it doesn't have this battery soldered down, it's because that is how they were made. No battery needed for these games. So even the real ones, you don't have the battery. So, as you can see, a nice effort, a nice attempt from the fakes. Let's see if we could focus in. Can we? Can we focus camera? No. Alright, well, it's worth a shot. Let's see. Here we go. Very close, but no cigar. And again, the real ones do have this I Nintendo logo as well, so just keep an eye out for that. But the font is different. But if you utilize the methods that we discussed, you won't have a problem at all deciphering the real and the fake games. Hope this helped. Let's actually, you know what? Does one of these have the I on the bottom? So we could kind of look at the different fonts. Yes, it does. No, that one's 2001. Does any of these have the I on the bottom? Yes, it does. All right, so let's look at this real one. So what we're going to do real quick is just compare the fonts of the real and the fakes. All right, there we go. So this one, real. Here we go. And this one is fake. And let's focus. There we go. Look how close it is. But you'll notice font slightly off. Again, so just watch out for that. And you'll notice here, no quadrant on that top left on the fake. And on the real, there's that nice gold quadrant. Sorry for the camera issues. Okay, there it is. Nice gold quadrant. All right, that is real. All right, everybody. Hope this helped. Hope you enjoy. Until next time, YugiohTube signing out again. If you enjoyed this, if I saved you money, if I stopped you from buying a fake, feel free to go ahead and check out the Patreon down below. And also go ahead and support the channel or the eBay and or Instagram. Until next time, YugiohTube, and here's the eBay, Tim's Cards and Games. Till next time, YugiohTube, signing out.